Hey guys, welcome back to codeSQLserver. This is Sahil. In my last video, I had explained you the common table expression basics, the syntax, the description, and with a slight example of how to use a common table expression. So as promised, in today's video, we'll do an example from a development perspective. So I have a scenario wherein we normally see IDs, our official IDs or visiting cards. Normally in our official IDs we have our name, our designation, our blood group in many places. So let's keep that scenario in mind and let's move ahead with it with the example. Now for this scenario I have a few tables, 3 tables right now. TBL employee details, which has all the employee details, the employee ID, his name, the employee blood group. The TBL emp details underscore organization, this has the organizational details, like for example the role which the employee has, the department which the employee belongs to, and the status, whether this is an active or an inactive employee. TBL roles is a master table which has the various types of roles a company has. It may be a manager, a team lead, tech lead, and its status. This is the output which we are looking for to print on our official IDs. The employee ID is full name, employee role, and employee blood group. Okay, so let's move on to the management studio and see how it's done. So now for this purpose, there are many ways we can accomplish this. We can do it by normal joins, we can do it by CTEs. So let's first do it with this a simple join. Select star from TBL emp details. Let me select this. Okay, I have select star from TBL emp organizational, and select star from TBL roles. So our output is supposed to look like this, wherein we have the employee ID, the full name, employee role, and the employee blood group. So let's first do it with a simple join. Cool. Select star from TBL emp details A. Join TBL organizational on b dot employee ID equal to a dot employee ID. Now we need to show the roles, so we will make a join on TBL roles. See, along join with team, the emp details organizational table on the basis of role ID, b dot role employee role. So let's see what all do we get. See, we have all the details. Now for the purpose of our output, I'm going to show a dot employee ID. Now we need the full name, not the first and last separately, but the full name. So we can just directly a dot my first name plus a dot employee last name as full name. Cool. Then we have the employee role. Now the employee role will come from the TBL roles table. We have the role name, so let's do it. C, the alias is C, role name, comma, the blood group comes from the first table, the details table, a dot blood group. I'm sorry. So result, see, employee ID, employee full name, the role name, and the blood group. So these are the details which we require for the ID. Now this is the way we this method was using the joins. Now when we now see, for example, this is a very small example, so that's why it's pretty much clear. But in scenarios wherein the database are huge, there are many records in these tables, and there can be certain calculations. So we can really break it into a CTE. Like for example, let's do it this with a CTE, with CTE roles as. I'm not using parameters because I don't have any duplicate result columns. Select. We have select star from TBL roles. Okay. So from TBL roles, join TBL MTL songs C on B dot role, employee role is equal to A dot role ID. So from here we can directly pass the employee ID and the role name. Sorry, A dot role name. So if you would see over here what this result will be, it will be the employee ID mapped to its corresponding role name. So in the CTE we are resulting the employee ID and the role name. So in the second part of the query, select statement, we can directly do select star from TBL emp details A on, and put a join on with the CTE roles B on. The employee ID is the common column in both the tables, which will be used for the join. So we can do this B dot employee ID is equal to A dot employee ID. Now see, the name we'll be using the same name which is coming as the output from the CTE. Let's try parameters over it. Let's do this employee simple ID and role. Cool. Okay, so now this will give an error because it is an invalid column. So this employee ID is mapped to the ID and this role name is mapped to this role. So for this purpose, let's change this to this. Cool. So now we have made a join on the CTE and the TBL M details. So for our result, we need A dot employee ID. We need A dot the same over here. We can copy this from here to save time. We have the full name. The role will be coming from the CTE directly, just role. See, this is cool. And the blood group will automatically come from the TBLM details table. Let's see. See, now we have the same result from both the tables, from both the queries. Oh, I'm sorry. This gives, we have the same result from both the queries. So now see, this is a pretty neat query like to look at, and you can you can directly understand what this is doing. Like, this is giving us a separate data set of the employee IDs along with their role names, and then we just have to map the employee IDs with the employee ID column in the TBLM details, get the rest of the tables. Now over here, now the CTE, this is just a basic easy example. This might look very easy, but wherein we need to do big calculations, big computations. So CTEs can be very helpful, wherein we can do the calculation in a CTE rather than doing in the main query along with the joins. The CTE will directly give us the data set along with the computations, and one column to help, which will be helpful for the join. So this is the example along with using the CTE. Now now this is the example which we just finished. Now I have one more example wherein we have to get the department name as well. Now in this scenario, now see, let's get back to the management studio. Now over here, now there are two things. We have one more. There are two things. We can again do this using the join. We'll have to add another join over here. Okay, TBL departments on. It is in the columns in B. Let's make it LISD. So D dot department ID is equal to B dot employee department, and over here we can pass the department name, D dot department name. See, we are getting the result as required, right, with the departments. Now I want to show you how we can use two CTEs together. So like we have, let's copy this query. Okay, we already have this query giving the result, the role. So let's make another CTE and join it to the query. To create another CTE, we'll just make a comma over here. Okay, we'll name the CTE underscore departments as. Cool. So similarly, select star from TBL departments A join TBL emporgs B on B dot department employee department is equal to A dot department ID. See, for this purpose we will again require a common column for joining, so we'll do B dot employee ID comma A dot department name. So this is giving us the result set, which has the employee ID and the corresponding department name for that employee. So we have reduced the number of columns wherein we had the department status as well. We are directly throwing a data set with the employee ID and the department name to this main query where the CT is being referenced. So how to do this? Now we'll make another join CTE departments on, let's make the alias C on C dot department, then it will be on join is equal to A dot employee ID, and over here we just have to add an output which will be C dot department name. So now see, we have used two CTEs and then we have got the required result. So I hope you understand, like I've given you an example using one CTE and I've given you an example of multiple CTEs. See, we can have more CTEs than just two, but the most important thing to remember is that there cannot be any other statement between the statement these CTEs are being referenced. I had cleared this in the previous videos as well. I'll do this again. This is not defined because it is defined but it is not used in the immediate statement, right? I hope this is correct. The rule remains the same no matter how many CTEs you have. The CTEs are supposed to be used in the immediate select query or the insert of the embedded query. Yeah, so I think this is, I hope I was able to clear your your doubts and any new things you understood regarding CTE. So yeah, this is it. I explained you 2-3 examples. So I hope this video was very helpful. Thanks for watching. Please give your feedback so that I could improve my videos, and don't forget to share and subscribe. Thank you.